Hi, welcome to Golden Age Shooting. In the series of problems that you will face with different weapons, today we have a Morini with us. So Morini, the housing and the components is same across almost all models, 162AI and titanium, even the manual. The problems are also pretty similar. Okay, the first ever problem you will face with the gun is cylinder leakage. Okay, so where the cylinder will leak from, majority of the times it is air comes out from here at a decent pressure, and that you have to get it replaced through the company. 2016-17 models specifically of any cylinders were asked to be replaced and not to be used because they had chances of cracks and bursting. So those cylinders had to be exchanged. Once that was done, then we haven't faced any problem, and the company came up with this additional holes in the newer cylinders. You see those are safety valves to prevent from extensive damages to the cylinder. So since then we never had a cracking issue, and apart from that, leakage happens from here, you need to replace the o-ring through the official technician. Another point is you have to replace battery when this goes out. Another problem you will face is this giving inaccurate reading. You can't do anything about it, you just have to live with it. You will, over a period of time, you will learn how much air you filled in and how many shots you can do. And good thing about Morini is it will give you an indicator when there is low pressure, this locks up. So about 90 bar, this is locking up. So when that happens, you know you cannot shoot. Air pressure is low in the cylinder and you can replace it. What other problems come in Morini? One, the biggest problem is this bolt. Okay, most of the time this bolt gets stuck very badly, and people tend to pull it very hard. Okay, like when you put all your effort and pull it up, what happens? The bolt also gets a slight bent, and the washers which are behind the bolt gets extensive damage. Okay, you can look at it. It gets damaged very badly, and the bolt becomes harder and harder and harder to an extent where you cannot pull it back anymore. Okay, when that happens, you will suffer. And this particular pistol, when it came to service, came from after a competition where the shooter could not finish the match because the bolt became very tight during the match. Okay, so please take care of the bolt. Don't pull it too hard. If it's tight, please take it to technician and get it rectified, and replace the golden washers if necessary. They are expensive, but it's a necessary part of the game. The other problem that a lot of people don't understand but happens, and it has happened during matches and a lot of shooters have failed, is this rear sight. When you press, it locks up. See that? Pops out, locks up. Now it's down. So what happens? All your shots will suddenly start going low. And how does this happen? When shooter is shooting while loading, they press this by mistake and they don't notice it. Now what happened? You see this? See that? The screw is popping out and it's not inside. So that means now the sights are much lower position, and every shot you take is lower. No matter how many clicks you give, this is not going to come back up. The easiest fix is just give a small tap. The gun is back and it's to your aiming position and works fantastic. But if you don't notice this, all your shots are going to go low, and whoever have lost matches because of this mistake, please comment. Other than that, circuit issues you will face. These days it is pretty common. Bolt issues are very common these days. That's why I'm not recommending too many Morinis these days. And if you see the circuit, the older circuit was repairable. We could repair the older circuits through known people. But right now these new circuits are, sorry, but there's no way to repair these things anymore. So you only have to replace these. So if there is any problem with this circuit, something goes off, you have to replace them. There's no way of repairing them. If there is issue with trigger unit, we have seen in the past there is issue with the trigger unit. This also will require repair, and this will require an expert's hands to work. And other than that, yes, one more problem that can happen is if you widen this to a certain extent, your clicks will stop functioning. Okay, you can't adjust the clicks anymore. So that will be another problem that you will face, because both screws are built on the opposite sides. Okay, the more wider this becomes, the more wider this becomes, the click's functioning will be affected. So that's another problem that you can face with Morini. There is a problem where there is rare chances, but does happen, that there is leakage in the regulator, or the regulator is not functioning properly. Majority of the times it can be repaired. We have done it in past, and the rarest of rare cases that it cannot be repaired, but this can be salvaged. Or worst case scenario, you can always buy a fresh regulator and reuse it. The only disadvantage, you could call it, comparison to any other weapon, is this weapon does not come with an absorber. So you will feel a small punch into your hand every time you take a shot, and that doesn't take away anything from the accuracy of this gun. Okay, this is one of the most brilliant, prolific, accurate gun, on par with Steyr, Walther, Pardini. All these guns are fantastic. Each one has its own unique character. Okay, so whatever suits you, suits you. So be wise, look out for these problems, and apart from these, screws generally don't wear out so easily on these. So this is a more sturdy built thing. Another problem is, yes, the batteries, if they leak, okay, if you leave the battery on and they start leaking, you will have terrible problems with the circuits, and circuits have to be repaired. The older circuits could repair, as I said, this cannot be repaired. So please take care of that as well. And in the grip, you will not face any problem. Yep, that's it. I think I've covered almost all the problems that can happen. Yes, sorry, last one. This bolt sometimes, okay, closes and refuses to open. So that also a problem. That is also a problem. So there's a plate which tries to hold it in place. So you'll have to get it to a technician for repairs. Okay, so take care. And loading point, remember always pull it straight up. Okay, don't pull it pressure on the sides. Pull it straight back, up, down. That's it. And you should never have any problem. And please, these are delicate guns. No matter what situation in match you are, how frustrated you are, please handle the bolt with care so that the gun lasts you a lifetime. Otherwise, the amount of issues you will face in the bolts, you will want to sell the gun to somebody. Thank you.